In today's khutbah, inshallah, I'll be speaking to you about a few ayat that belong to Surah Al-Qasas. Surah Al-Qasas is one of the many surahs in which Allah tells the story of Musa Alaihissalam, and a unique part of his life is mentioned in Surah Al-Qasas that's not mentioned anywhere else in this way. And that is the story of how Musa Alaihissalam got married. Now, there is no other prophet in the Quran about whom we get the story of how they got married, except Musa Alaihissalam. That's it. It's the only prophet. And every story in the Quran has purpose, divine purpose. Allah selectively chose these stories for our guidance. So of all the stories, like, there are marriages happening every day, and there are, hundreds of thousands of prophets in history, and several dozen of them have been mentioned in the Quran, and none of their marriages are talked about in the way that the marriage of Musa Alaihissalam is talked about. So the wisdom in that is that we should be seeking wisdom about marriage itself from this story. Allah did not just tell us these stories in vain, or not just for interesting facts, but every part of the story gives us some principles, gives us some guidance. And in these next less than 20 minutes, I'm going to share with you some parts of that story and some things we might be able to learn from that story. The first thing to note is that it's a very unusual marriage. What makes it unusual? Musa Alaihissalam accidentally, he was trying to stop, and he got in the middle of the fight and he threw a punch a little too hard, and the police officer died. And I'm fast forwarding, now he is wanted for murder in Egypt. So he's considered a criminal, and the order given to the police is shoot on sight. They're not interested in arresting Musa Alaihissalam. They are going to, if they find him, they will kill him and ask questions later. Now, knowing that, one of his friends told him, in the Quran we learned this, إِنَّ الْمَلَأَ يَأْتَمِرُونَ بِكَ لِيَقْتُلُوكَ, in the same surah, Surah Al-Qasas, that the police chiefs have already made a secret plan to kill you. So don't turn yourself in to the police, because the police have decided there's not going to be a trial. You're not going to court. You're not going to jail. You're going to be killed. They will kill you. So he runs away. فَخَرَجَ مِنْهَا خَائِفًا يَتَرَقَّبْ. He runs away from Egypt. He runs away from Egypt into the desert. And in the desert there are no roads. There's no way you know where you're going. But Allah guided him, and Allah says, وَلَمَّا تَوَجَّهَ تِلْقَاءَ مَدْيَنَ, when his face turned exactly in the direction of Madyan, قَالَ عَسَى رَبِّي أَن يَهْدِيَنِي سَوَاءَ السَّبِيلِ, he said, maybe, hopefully, my Rabb will guide me to the most straight path. Madyan is many, many, many days of, maybe weeks of travel away. But he just turned his face in a certain direction, and Allah just put in his heart to make this dua, and he went in that direction. Now, you know something about the desert. If you go 1 degree off, you might end up making a giant circle. You end up where you started. You will have no idea if you're going the right way or not. And yet somehow he finally reaches, and Allah describes, وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ مَدْيَنَ. So what the background that I want to emphasize is that Musa Alaihissalam is number one wanted criminal right now in Egypt. And if you find him, you better tell the authorities. So he escaped the world's biggest superpower right now. 2, he's homeless. He has no job, he has no money, he has no other food, nothing. And he finally finds a rock or a tree, and he sits under the tree to relax. And when he relaxes, he sees people are bringing their sheep and their goats and their cows, and they're giving their animals water obviously it's the desert, so very few places that have water, they're going to bring their animals to give them water. And he's watching this scene. So he says, Allah Azza wa Jalla describes, وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ مَدْيَنَ وَجَدَ عَلَيْهِ أُمَّةً مِّنَ النَّاسِ يَسْقُونَ. When he reached the waters of Madyan, he saw a group of people, they were giving their animals water. And then he says, وَوَجَدَ مِن دُونِهِمْ إِمْرَأَتَيْنِ تَذُودَانِ. He saw 2 women far away, and they were pulling on their animals. Their animals want to drink, and the girls are not letting them drink. So all the men are giving their animals food, drinking, and the 2 women are pulling their animals back, but the goat wants to drink and is fighting with the 2 girls. So he leaves the shade, and he went up to them and said, مَا خَطْبُكُمَا? What's wrong with both of you? What's your story? Why are you doing this? And so they were tough, and they responded to him. They said, لَا نَسْقِي حَتَّى يُصْدِرَ الرِّعَاء. All the other men and all their animals are done. We don't go down there, and we don't want to be alongside these other men. What is Allah telling us? Those men were not very respectful towards women. And if they go down there, they will be inappropriate, and they will behave badly towards them. They will harass them. They will, say things to them, behave a certain way. They're protecting themselves by keeping themselves back until those men are done, because they don't know how to be around women. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla is telling us a story about women that are living in a situation where it's very difficult for them to earn a living. They basically work in a farm, they take care of animals, but they live in a society that doesn't respect women. And it's harder for them to make the living than it is for the men. They have to do twice, 3 times the work because they have to hold the animals back. Musa Alaihissalam sees this whole scene. He grabs the animals and he gets them food. He gets them to drink. And then he brings the animals back. فَسَقَى لَهُمَا ثُمَّ تَوَلَّى إِلَى الظِّلِّ. So he gave both of those animals the drink, brought them back, and then he went back and sat down in the shade. And he says, قَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ رَبِّي فَقِيرٌ. Right? So he says, رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٌ rather. He says, Ya Allah, whatever good you send my way, I'm faqir. I need it. The word faqir means 2 things. Faqir means someone who's bankrupt, someone who has nothing. Faqr also means when your back is broken. If somebody put so much pressure on your back that your back snapped, that means completely helpless. And what is Musa Alaihissalam asking Allah? He's telling Allah, Ya Allah, I have no food, I have no money, I have no job, I have no safety, I have nothing. So whatever you give me, I will take it. I will not be picky. I will not say, well, yes, you gave me this water, but I really like apple juice, so I'll wait until I get some apple. He's not going to have this kind of attitude. Whatever Allah gives, in Arabic they say, Ar-Rashi radiya bima rakib. The one who is walking, he'll be happy with any ride. If you're walking 30, 50, 70, 100 kilometers and somebody offers you a bicycle, you're not saying, no, you have a BMW, we should talk. He says, Ya Allah, whatever khair you bring to me, I will take it. But the other meaning of this is also important. Musa Alaihissalam felt guilty because he did kill someone and he did escape. And he knows a principle that we learn in the Quran, إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. Good deeds get rid of bad deeds. So whatever other opportunity to do something good you give me, I will take that opportunity also. Meaning he just saw these 2 girls that needed help, he just did some khair. And he came back and he sat down, and now he's asking, Ya Allah, if there's any other volunteer opportunity, anybody else I can help, let me know, I need the good deeds. So Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir. From this we also learn, and if you think about this, that every opportunity to help someone, because of the words anzalta ilayya, any opportunity to help someone was revealed by Allah. In my life and in your life. If somebody came in your life and you could have helped them, that was actually something revealed by Allah, sent down from the skies as an opportunity for you and me.